Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, this is Adrien from Dallas.
Adrien from Dallas. Talk to me, fam.
Coach, what it be, man? You doing okay today?
Yes, I'm doing real good. I'm in a really good mood. Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Oh, thank God you're in a good mood because I'm in a great mood. What I'm going to tell you. All right, Coach. Look at this, man. I mean, so everybody's coming out with the pay-per-view numbers for Davis versus Romero then? It already came out officially?
I don't know, man. I mean, Dan Raphael did say on Twitter, I did see that fight sold in even 275,000 pay-per-view buys. An even. That's what he said.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay. All right. 275. Let's just give it less than that because he's probably bumping it up a little bit. And I'll be honest with you. Everybody that I know that saw that fight illegally saw that fight. Mm. I saw that fight illegally. Nobody gave a crap about that fight. Mm. When it comes down to, he brings in the fans, he brought stars and all this. He's in New York City. He got to bring somebody in. Mm. We know that he could, he got good chat with people. That's cool. He's a little mini Mike Tyson, but he doesn't show any time. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why the hell they even call him the mini Mike Tyson when he was coming up. He's not that. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I think he's like I said, his pedigree, it's not there. He has no Olympic. I don't see any Olympic, any amateur pedigree that I see from him. He came from where he came from. He did whatever he did. And now he's here.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Just to clarify.
Tank Davis, Coach. I'm sorry, okay. Tank Davis.
Okay.
And I mean, you see the pedigree with Haney. You see the pedigree with Ryan Garcia. I mean, my opinion. These guys had better competition than he did. Mm-hmm. In my aspect of viewing it. And the thing is, we're talking about he's the next superstar. Like I said this before on your calls before, Coach. Mm-hmm. But he's only making, let's just say, like we're just assuming $2 million a fight. That is not a superstar type of money. Yeah, he's making more money than us, so I can't say shit. You say you got a GED, well, I got a high school. We're not that off. You know what I mean? But we still hustling and we still making our money somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is what it is. If you're born to make that money and you say that you're the superstar, you're not getting paid like a superstar. All right? You're not getting paid like a pay-per-view attraction. If you're telling me right now that these guys keep on pushing this guy, that he's all this and all that, like cupcakes, 275 is nothing compared to the last time he had it. They didn't even want to tell you how much he made. But now they want to tell you? Like, come on, man. That makes no sense. You're telling me that you're not going to release your sources, but now somehow, some way, somebody like Dan Raphael has been in the sport for a long time. He busts out with the source. And are they going to say, Showtime going to come out and say, defend that and go, that's not real. That's fake. Dan, don't do that, please, because the numbers aren't out yet and we're not complete. Or are they going to say, we don't have no comment towards that because, like we said, we're not going to put out the numbers. Because 275, he's 27 years old. He's nowhere near Floyd Mayweather's aspect of being a star. Nowhere of Oscar de la Hoya. Nowhere of anybody else of legendary. This guy, Coach, I know you're going to say this, and you're going to defend it. He brings asses to the seats. But let's be honest, Coach. He is not a full, but he does not give you that Lomachenko. Like, when you look at Lomachenko, the way he fought, the way he was fighting, what do you see when you see Lomachenko, the way he fights compared to Davis?
What do you mean? What do I see?
Comparisons, like you can say, like when you're looking at a great fighter, right? You're looking at, from me in my aspect, Lomachenko has better pedigree. The way he moved, the way he would make people look silly, he would make people quit, right? And I'm just saying, like, when you look at Tank Davis, did you see that like just like Haney when he went in there and made Kambosos look silly? He made him look like you don't belong in this league. Where Romero was tagging Davis the whole night, and Romero could have been winning the round. You know what I mean? The way you view it, because he was jabbing him, making him look, hitting him, hurting him a little bit. Davis, all he did was, and that's the thing, he hurt him. Okay, I understand. He knocked him out. He did the job, but it lasted 6 rounds. You're not supposed to let that guy be in there for 6 rounds. That guy has, like you said, MMA style.
Yeah, but Tank is knocking people out and he's selling out arenas. Like, how can you, like, Lomachenko is not doing that. Lomachenko is not nowhere near doing what Tank is doing. And Tank,
but
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tank had about 300 amateur fights or more. Like his amateur background, his amateur pedigree is the real deal. You know what I mean? His amateur
So it
pedigree
is
is
the
the
real
real deal.
deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tank a bad motherfucker. Yeah, out of the amateurs. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. But do you see who's more beatable at an aspect of view? Like who's a harder fighter to beat? Well, you can see they can out jab Tank Davis, right? Let's just say
Lomachenko has 2
yeah.
losses already. So we know he's beatable.
Yeah.
We ought to know that. He has 2 losses.
Yeah. I understand that. A 2-time Olympic champion, right?
Yeah.
Olympic champion. Where Davis is a proven commodity at where? The amateurs or in the professions where he's only won 1 real title.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but he is a proven commodity. The key word is commodity. Okay. He's a proven commodity in the pros, because in the pros, what Leonard Ellaby is saying is about the bottom line. There's no fighter in the lightweight division that sells more tickets than Tank Davis. Whether it's Lomachenko, whether it's Devin Haney, whether it's Teofimo Lopez, nobody is doing what he's doing from an attraction standpoint and selling out venues and doing better pay-per-view numbers. See, Leonard is looking at the bottom line. I hear what you're saying. He's looking at the bottom line. That's what he's looking at. But as it relates from a talent standpoint, Tank Davis is a talented motherfucker, bro. Like I think you really need to look and see his amateur pedigree. Now you can make an argument for maybe his level of competition and stuff like that. You can make an argument for that. For sure. You can make an argument for that, but like the Lomachenko, I mean, he got 2 losses already. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's a decorated amateur in the amateurs and the Olympics and stuff like that. I take my hat off to him. He's decorated in that. But in the pros, he's not a draw. And he's not pulling the numbers that Tank Davis is doing. And I'm not even getting into the numbers because I don't believe in fantasy into promoting. I don't make a dime from it. But those are the facts, dog. Like, I mean, whether I like it or not, the reality of the situation is Tank Davis is an attraction like that. And has Lomachenko ever fought on pay-per-view, to your knowledge?
No, I don't think he's ever fought on pay-per-view, coach.
Yeah, so he's never fought on the pay-per-view before, so we don't even know what he'll do with a pay-per-view. But we know what Tank has done. You know what I mean? So, but I get your point. I get your point. So, I'm gonna let you finish up just because we finna give it a close, wrap the show up. So you saying all that to say what?
Oh, I'm so sorry, coach. Oh man, I'm so sorry, man.
No, you saying all that to say what?
I'm gonna wrap it up real quick, coach. I'm sorry. So the thing is, I just see it like this, man. It's like being in a hype train. You know what I mean? So much hype in my aspect, and you could say, man, I think you're hating on him. No, because I've seen the type of fighters that he fought. Leo Santa Cruz coming up in weight. Roman. I need you to summarize it. Like, okay, so your opinion is what? Your opinion of Tank Davis is what? Hype job.
Okay, that's how you feel about it. Your opinion of Lomachenko is what?
Greatness.
Carter, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone. Hey, coach, it's me, Steve Kim.
Steve Kim, talk to me, fam. Steve, what's going on, fam?
Hey, I'm doing well, just getting lunch here, enjoying your show as always. I try to catch at least 90 minutes of your fine program Monday through Friday, and I'm at the office here. I just wanted to point out one thing.
What's that?
People seem to forget, and you're talking a lot about Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And I said last week on the 3 knockdown rule, his logo should be that blue cap emoji. Because you're right. He really does lack credibility, and people forget. Yeah. Remember when he knocked out Luke Campbell?
Yeah.
Early January of 2021.
Yeah.
People forget that was a WBC elimination bout. In theory, he then should have been fighting Devin Haney.
Yeah, I remember.
And so that's why when all these people that were giving Devin Haney all this slack, guys were literally avoiding him. They would do elimination bouts and then be ordered to face him and then suddenly not face him. It was maddening. And I just want to make one note. I know you got a lot of callers here before I cut out and let you get going. I spoke to some people, and Coach, it seems to me, I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves. Mm-hmm. No matter what we think of Haney Kambosos, I think the rematch is actually going to happen.
Oh, so
and I don't know how
what about the Lomachenko? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's the issue. Both sides have a rematch clause, and someone put it to me like this: that if you're Devin Haney, don't you think that if you fought Kambosos 100 times, you'd win 100 times? right?
Right.
So it's relatively. I think to me, I don't see how Kambosos ever beats him, especially fighting the way he did this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're George Kambosos, unless you get enough money or equal money that you would for the rematch clause, and you give him an easier fight, you're not taking any other deal. So it was explained to me that both sides would basically say, and I'm talking about the fighters themselves, they look at it like, wait a minute, our best option is still to fight one another. Now, I'm being told that the rematch would happen in a much smaller venue. So there may not be as much money involved from the government of Australia, but they would have it at the Rod Laver Arena, which seats about 22,000. So the economics would change. But again, if you're Devin Haney, you would fight George Kambosos 100 times, and you probably think you win 100. While with Kambosos, he's going to say, wait a minute, if I'm still going to get paid more for fighting Haney more than anyone else, it's still the only fight to take.
So Steve, will it be a lot easier for that fight to make, like when when Devin Haney is bringing his team over that he needs and stuff like that? Would he go through some of the like the similar issues with getting his father in and stuff like that? How would that work out?
No, the only problem I was told by people that were at the promotion, Devin brought a large group of people, family, friends. That wasn't really much of an issue, except it comes out of his purse. I heard he spent over $100,000 on travel and hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's willing to cut that check, that's on him. He made a lot of money. As for the father, I think once he got cleared to come in late last week, I don't see why there'd be any other issue. I mean, guy has served his debt to society.
Yeah.
He cleared them. He worked. There are no issues, and they'll come back. But unfortunately, for those who don't want to see Haney Kambosos too, my feeling is I get the sense unless something drastically changes, we are going to get that fight again.
Can't we just get Devin Haney versus Lomachenko and then get Haney and Kambosos after that fight?
I would love to see it. I personally, from your lips to God's ears, I spoke to both Bob and Lou DiBella, and they made it clear that there's a rematch clause, and if both fighters invoke it, unless you make them a deal that they can't refuse, I think that I don't want to say it's inevitable, but I think it's trending that way. But again, they're only about 96 hours from the fight. Maybe something can change. And by the way, as it relates to Lomachenko, I'm told he is prepared to resume his career as a professional prize fighter. So you'll definitely see him in the ring again.
That's good news. Hey, Steve,
yeah.
Steve, thank you, man. Thank you for calling and let me know that.
Absolutely.
That's good news.
I'll keep listening. Thanks a lot. Good job, Coach, as always.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.